I will say some of the questions I did get are very funny.
Oh gosh, I'm scared.
I made sure that none of them were like, oh, this is gonna hurt. Some of them are very, very fun questions. Some of them are a little deep. I will say that. I think overall, I think you'll like some of the questions that I got.
Yippee!
Hey, there we go. Yay!
Yay!
Woo! We got it. It works. Most of my viewers are not entirely familiar with you, so if you want to give yourself like a short introduction, maybe something about yourself that people would think would be interesting to know.
Oh gosh, it's always the how do I introduce myself? You think I'd have this prepared by now with all the raids and introductions I do then. It's fine, It's fine. Ahem. Just have a little sip of water here first too.
Yeah, of course.
Alrighty. Hi, my name is Kathryn Naomi. I usually go by Kat or Mama Kat to my community. I am a variety Christian streamer. Recently turned VTuber in I guess it's almost been a year now. I love all things cute and cozy. I love all things crazy chaotic. We play some cute cozy games with a little chaotic spin, or do just chatting. We have deep, potentially canceling conversations with chat. I forgot how big these guys were. I have my own podcast called Morning Monologues that I do with my friend Hoodlamut. I walked around for an entire afternoon holding this woman's hand, and she is a married woman, by the way. Oh, and yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I'm famous for wheezing and screaming and just absolutely loving on my community.
Absolutely.
So, it's an honor to be here.
Well, it's an honor to have you. I'm glad that you're able to join me today. So I've got about, looks like I got about 9 questions. A couple of them are from me, and then a couple of them are just from the audience. This one is from me.
Nice.
Where did the inspiration for your current model come from?
Okay, so my current model, oh boy, it's actually a pre-made model. The company that designed it and made it and sold it, they've been going through some transitioning with their websites and stuff. I don't think you can buy this model anymore. I don't know if that means that they've had like a crazy amount of people buying it and they don't want it to be too popular, or if no one was buying it and they decided to make room for new models. I picked her because I wanted to go with a more fantasy guild theme and stuff, and a lot of them were more kind of cutesy little girls or inappropriate, more mature women. Because I'm a Christian, I try to keep things more appropriate. You know, I used to be a family-friendly streamer. I would still call myself a family-friendly streamer, except we dive into deeper and heavier conversations and stuff. And some conversations I wouldn't say would be good for children, but I feel that they're important to have, especially as Christians navigating the world we live in and stuff.
I was just gonna say I absolutely agree. Obviously, I grew up in a Christian family pretty much my entire life, and so to see someone who's still out there putting their beliefs out there for everybody else is super awesome to me.
Aw, I'm happy to hear that. I won't lie. My previous model, she was a lot more wholesome and old-fashioned.
Okay.
So I did lose some audience and some followers and stuff when I transitioned to this model, but I love her. I think she's really cool.
I think personally it looks better. So
thanks. I like her too. I think she's really cool. Fun fact: she's supposed to be a dragonfly inspired lady, but the model when I bought her, she is not a dragonfly. Actually, do you want to see what she actually looks like?
I'm genuinely curious now.
You're curious?
I am genuinely curious.
Hold on to your hats, everyone.
Oh gosh. Oh my word. That is insane.
She's actually a spider. And the funny thing is, when I was looking at models and stuff, I saw this and I was like, oh, I really like the green though. And then I saw what she looked like without it. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And when I first debuted, I had planned to be like, you know what? I'll just accept that she's going to be a spider lady. And that'll kind of be motivation to hurry up and hopefully plan and look into getting a customized model, which I'm still looking into.
Okay.
But then when I debuted, everyone was like, oh yeah, she's a dragonfly. And I was like, yeah, she's totally a dragonfly. Totally a dragonfly. No one will know. Nobody will know.
Is that like something that like people still don't know? Is that it's actually a spider and not a dragonfly?
I mean, I I've shown my community once. I think it was during my, I think I had a subscriber only stream or like a smaller, shorter stream or something. I'm like, do you guys want to know? And they're like, yes. I'm like, do you really want to know? They're like, yes, we want to know. And so I showed them. So some of them know, but I feel like a good majority of them don't know. So if you guys are seeing this, surprise.
There you go. That'll definitely be quite the shock if people didn't know that and they're like, oh, hey, look at that. So for the next question that I have, and this actually goes back to the whole topic of you being a Christian, and that's what made you come to salvation?
Kind of like what you were saying earlier was I also grew up in a Christian home.
Okay.
So, and my parents were very heavily involved in the church. A lot of my extended family members were heavily involved in the church. My parents were actually missionaries before my dad became a pastor. They were missionaries on a native reserve in our area.
Okay.
So I'm not only a pastor's kid, I'm also a missionary's kid. So if you guys, if you know, you know. But growing up, I was constantly in church and all the church kids activities and things like that. And my faith wasn't really my own until my teen years. Like when I was little, I did like the prayer and accepted Jesus into my heart and stuff. But it was more so me just living based on my parents' faith, being like, oh, well, they do this, I do this. They believe this, I believe this and stuff. And it wasn't until my teen years I started to kind of wrestle through things and stuff. I'd been through a lot of hardships as a kid, and I was just, I won't delve too deep into that because I know that can be a sensitive subject. I really wrestled with it. I wrestled with it a lot. I'm like, why is God actually real? Like, does God actually care about me? Like, I'm damaged, I'm a mess and stuff. Like, God can't love me because I'm not perfect. And all these other Christians are so perfect and stuff. And I wrestled with that, and I recommitted my life to Christ in like junior, senior high. But right after that was like the hardest points in my life when I really wrestled. Like I lost friends, I was in an abusive relationship and stuff. And I eventually had to hit rock bottom, like just crying out to God, like either you got to get me out of this mess or go my heavenly home and stuff.
Right.
And I hit rock bottom. I had no friends, I had no boyfriend, my family distanced themselves from me. And I remember just driving and crying, and the Lord just speaking to me like, am I enough for you now? And that's when I decided like, yep, you are enough, and I'm going to give you my whole life. Like, I'm not going to hold anything back anymore. I'm not going to sit on the fence about anything anymore. And I got baptized. I graduated from high school. I went to a Bible college. I've been overseas all over the place doing mission trips and stuff like that. And it's been a crazy, wild ride, but it's been great because the Lord's been guiding me and leading me. So
that's awesome. I feel like, story is not as intense as yours is and everything. I don't know if that's the right word for it or not.
With that. There's nothing wrong with that.
But no, yeah, I would agree. I mean, there was definitely, just because you grew up in a Christian home and everything doesn't mean, you've had everything handed to you on a silver platter and all that. You still go through hard times and everything. So, and I'm definitely, not an exception. So, but yeah, no, I think it's, again, like going back to what I said earlier, I think it's really awesome to see someone like yourself, expressing your Christianity through your content and everything. And I think that's really awesome. And, I really respect people who like to do that. I think it's awesome.
I have mad respect. Like there's some people who tackle a lot more like theology questions and debates and stuff like that. So I have mad respect for them. I more so focus on creating a safe and welcoming environment where I can show Christ's love, but also like I don't shy away from those conversations. If they come up, then we have those conversations. Or like with morning monologues with my podcast, sometimes myself or Hood will be like, hey, like this topic's really been on my heart, or we've been seeing it online and stuff, people like going back and forth, or people really wrestling with it and stuff. Well, let's talk about it. I've heard some people say like I'm a VTuber first, or a streamer first, and then a Christian second. And I've wrestled with that myself. Like I've done Bible studies on stream before. I've done prayer times on stream before, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people are called to that. Some people are called to just entertaining, but then having those conversations when they arise. I know some people might be like, well, you're not like preaching from your Bible. You're not doing this. Like, well, no, but if the conversation arises, like I'm very vocal about my faith with, to people and stuff. I let people know like, hey, like I am a Christian, so you're going to hear me talk about Jesus, and I'm more than willing to pray if people ask for prayer. I'm more than willing to talk about my faith if people ask. And again, like we dive into these deep conversations, and we come at it from a Christian perspective. And I think that's very important, because some of these are even conversations that the church won't even touch, which makes me really sad, because we need these conversations to be had in the church. Some churches do, but not all. And that's what makes me really sad, is because there are a lot of people who have church hurt, who are like, why aren't we talking about this? Or I have no idea how to deal with this. I just know what the world is screaming at me. Not claiming to have all the answers by any means.
Right.
But I think it's important to have that safe space where we can have those conversations. And even like recently we had a discussion where it felt like the chat was kind of like split, but everyone was like, you know what? I don't agree with this, or I agree with this and stuff, but we can still, at the end of the day, still show love and kindness and respect one another. And I think that's very important as Christians. Absolutely.
I 100% agree. One thing I personally, struggle with is my workplace. Obviously, I'm a Christian. One of the things I really struggle with is my workplace. Pretty much everybody that I work with doesn't really show if they're saved or anything like that.
Gotcha.
And then there's even been times where like even some of the guys will just straight up say something that's mocking Christianity. So that is definitely tough, but obviously, what I was taught is just, you still try and show them kindness, show them God's love and everything, and hope, if something like that comes up, talk to them and everything. So
yeah, and I totally get that. I've worked in work environments where it was very discouraged to talk about faith and stuff. And even when I worked with a Christian organization, we would work with at-risk kids in the schools, and the schools specifically told us like, hey, no talking about the Bible or your faith and stuff here. And so we said, okay, well, like, we respect that. You are letting us come in to feed and love your kids. We're going to be respectful of that, which I've heard some people argue like, well, they can't tell you what to do. It's like, well, no, they can, because we're coming into their space. And so especially as Christians, we need to be respectful of our neighbors and stuff.
I agree.
So we'd go in and we'd love on these kids. We'd feed them. We'd talk with them. And I did have a couple moments where I had kids ask me questions. One was actually a boy, I think he was in like grade 7 or 8 or something. Okay. And I remember he came into the breakfast program and was just like, oh, Christians suck and this and that. And I'm like, oh, really? Tell me, why do Christians suck? I'm like, please, let's talk about this. And they were learning about history, and they were going through like the Crusades and stuff like that, and how the Catholic Church was forcing people to become Christians and stuff. And so we got to have a conversation about it. And then even like wars and stuff. Like, yeah, it's Christians made wars and this and that. I'm like, well, there's a lot of hurt with a lot of countries all over the world and stuff.
Absolutely.
So, yes. Yeah. Acknowledging that, yes, there is some dark history that people have done in the name of Christianity and stuff like that. But also it's like, there's also dark history in a lot of different places around the world stuff. And we were able to walk through that, and I was able to show them like, yeah, like hurt people. And it's not always like when people say they're doing something for the right reasons, it's not always for the right reasons. And so just, he had a complete 180 change in his attitude and stuff. And then even the next day he came in and was like, hey, like, I'm so sorry. Cause I just kind of quickly in passing, I'm like, oh, I'm like, well, I'm a Christian, and I'm so sorry that that is what you feel about Christians and stuff. Like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And then the next day he came in and was just like, I'm so sorry for like bashing on your beliefs and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm like, buddy, it's okay. Like, we can have these conversations. Again, like, this is so important as Christians.
Absolutely.
To, rather than getting defensive and butthurt when it's like, oh, you Christians suck. It's like, yeah, well, you guys sucked it. It's like, no. It's like, well, it's like, let's talk about it. It's like, why do you think we suck? Yeah. Why are you hurting? What happened? And just being a safe space for people to talk things out and stuff, which, yeah, sometimes people just want to hate on people just because. But the people that genuinely are hurting and want to not hurt anymore they're able to see like, hey, actually this person isn't out to get me. They don't actually sit there and hate me and judge me and stuff. They actually care about me.
I will say too, like, part of it that does help is I've had people come up to me and say like, hey, you're a little bit different. Why are you so different? You're always, so kind and everything, no matter how mean people are to you. And I just said, well, I got a whole reason for that. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's definitely tough out there. But you know what? It's just one of those things where you just show kindness, and hopefully they kind of, turn around and say, hey, why are you like this? Obviously say that in a nice way, but Not just like, why are you like this?
It's
Come
true.
on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I have had some people who are just like, who are you? Why are you like this? Like, just like so confused.
Yeah.
Which like I've shared some of my childhood trauma, and I'll leave it at that, with some people, and I've had some people look at me dumbfounded. Like, how are you?
Right.
And I can honestly look at them and be like, it's all because of Jesus. It's all because he's healed me and he's walking me through the healing journey. It's only because of him. If I didn't have Jesus, I would be part of the statistics of children that have gone through these traumas and stuff.
Absolutely.
But because I have Jesus, because he's working in me and healing me, and I'm choosing to let him, or to surrender those areas in my life, that's the only reason. It's nothing I've done. It's all him.
I didn't think this whole interview was going to get all deep and philosophical, but here we are.
I mean, hey, here we are, man. It's a good opportunity to delve into these things.
Absolutely, I agree. So I actually got my first question from a viewer, which, funny enough, it's from my brother.
Let's go.
So he just asked, what convinced you to start streaming?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, I'll try and give the short story because it could be a really, really long story. But I ended up, it stems back to TikTok, funny enough. Someone I was following on TikTok was doing a live stream, and they were sending people to Twitch. And I was like, oh, what's Twitch? I never heard of it before. And this is back during the pandemic. And so I made a Twitch account, and I jumped into their stream. I was like, hey, like, I'm here now. I'm like, oh. And so I started asking questions like, well, what is Twitch and what's the difference and stuff? And they started sharing. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I want to support other small streamers and stuff. And so I ended up befriending quite a few small streamers all around the globe. And through those friendships, they're like, oh, you should try streaming. I'm like, who's going to watch me? Like, what do you mean?
Hey, I mean,
here we are with over 2,000 followers.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I remember, I think this was literally right before COVID had first hit. I had looked into Twitch, and I was like, you know what? You know, again, it was the same thing. You know, who's gonna watch some college freshman streaming in his dorm room? What? But no, I ended up, meeting a lot of people that I'm still friends with today. And, it definitely was a life changer for sure. It definitely, made me more open to, meeting new people like this and everything. So it's definitely been a blessing for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, funny enough, this is goes along with the streaming question. Any tips on how to grow your community?
A big one that a lot of people encourage, but not a lot of people know how to do well, is networking. I accidentally became a professional networker without even trying. Again, because I had originally made my Twitch account so that I could support people. I was jumping around from community to community, like engaging in people's chats, jumping into their Discord servers. And at that point, I wasn't streaming yet. So I was legitimately trying to make friendships and connections with people and stuff, or even like learn things from others. And then when I did start streaming, like I think I had already amassed like 50 followers at that point. When I joined Twitch, I thought it was like, oh, like, yeah, you follow your friend, like, on like Twitter or Instagram or something. Like I didn't know what Twitch was. So I thought it's like, oh yeah, just add your friends and stuff. It's all good. Honestly, like, yeah, like just engaging with other people. Like, unfortunately, the problem with the way some people do it is they will go and promote themselves in other people's streams or Discords and stuff. It's like you walk into a coffee shop and you're like, hey guys, I have a coffee shop down the street. And everyone's like, but why are you in this coffee shop promoting your coffee shop? That's kind of weird. Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if you build a relationship with, like, say, the coffee owners or the coffee shop owners down the street and stuff, then you pop in like, hey, like, how's business going and stuff? And they ask questions, and maybe they'll send people your way and stuff. And then you can build like that relationship, that professional relationship. Because again, like, you're streaming your content stuff, that's your brand, that's your business, that's your baby.
Exactly.
And same with them. That's their business, that's their brand, that's their baby and stuff. I think it's important to, like, you wanna connect with people and stuff, but also make sure that, I don't know, you actually treat people like people and not like potential clients and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Or like, I'm going to gain all these followers if I befriend this person. Like, no. Oh,
definitely.
And also, raid out. Always raid out.
Yes.
That's another way to like low key promote yourself, which again, like some people are like, well, that's selfish. Like, Well, it's a give and take thing, my friend. You're not only like promoting that you yourself are a streamer, you're also blessing said streamer that you're rating with more viewers and maybe new viewers, maybe new followers and stuff. So it's kind of like one of those give and take business things.
For
so
sure.
Please, for the love of everything, raid out. Please raid out.
Yep, exactly. I want to say that's probably why, most of your streams, when you're ending it, usually you try to do a raid and everything. Obviously, I've been in some of those streams where it does end in that fashion. I think it's definitely a great way to do that. It's definitely been a while since I've, streamed on Twitch. I think I last did it like a couple months ago. But before that, it was like a year and a half before I was like, you know what, let's try this again. But no,
yes.
I think a lot of people will, take that to heart and they'll be like, you know what, let me give this a shot and see if that works.
Yeah, honestly, I'd encourage most people to try it because, like, again, you never know. Like, I was like, if someone would have told me, it's almost my 4-year anniversary of streaming. If someone had told me 5 years, like, yeah, you're gonna be a streamer, I'd be like, no, little shy mouse over here, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So you never know. And now I love it. I love planning and hosting, entertaining. I love creating content and ideas and stuff like that. Like, I absolutely love it so much. So you never know. Give it a try. Do not dump a ton of money into it at the start, though, I will advise, because I've seen people do that. And then a few months down the road, they decide, oh, it's not for me. And it's like, oh, all that money wasted. No.
Yeah, exactly. This is definitely one of the more fun ones that I have gotten on this list.
I'm scared.
Where did the running birthday joke originate from?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're gonna backtrack like way back to, I think it was like my first year streaming. And at the time I had another streamer friend who she was also a small streamer with me, and we bonded really well. And so our communities kind of meshed a little bit.
Okay.
And she got a happy birthday emote. I think it was for her birthday or something. And she had left it as an emote. And so that became the big joke, was like, it was her birthday. And so even myself, I jumped on that train too. And I was like, happy birthday. And it was like, just always her birthday. And then we kind of parted ways. And then I think she stopped streaming. And for some reason, though, I got pulled into that. And for some reason, now, like, it was just like a once in a while bit. And now it's like an almost every other stream bit. And I don't know why.
I think it was like my second ever stream tuning into one of your streams. Like, someone just randomly said happy birthday. I'm like, oh, it's her birthday? What?
I know! And then they make me out to be a liar. Because then people jump in and be like, oh my gosh, it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'm like, it's not my birthday. And they're like, it's your birthday. I'm like, it's not my birthday. I don't want to like trick people.
Right.
Like, oh, it's your birthday. And it's like, no, it's not. Don't listen to them. It's a bunch of lies.
I think that joke, though, I think it's one of the funniest, jokes that I've seen in quite a while, like from anything on Twitch. But to be fair, that joke was the joke that I was like, yeah, okay, I need to be a part of this community a little bit more. If we're having this kind of fun, yeah.
I'm glad it was that one and not the basement joke. My gosh.
Do I want to know the basement joke?
Okay, well, I mean, here's the thing. Apparently back when it started, again, we got to jump way back. Actually, same said friend with the birthday thing.
Okay.
Because I'm Canadian, which, fun fact, guys, we didn't know I'm Canadian. And so me and her were like planning, like, oh, I'm gonna come down and visit you and stuff. And then a couple other streamer friends like, oh yeah, you should visit us. I'm like, yeah, I'll just come down in my parents' big white 15-passenger van and kidnap you guys. Somehow that became like, oh yeah, Kat just kidnaps all her followers and we're all in her basement now. And I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh.
So, but apparently that was like a big thing on Twitch then. Like a lot of people were saying that about streamers. So I was like, oh yeah, whatever. It'll die down. No, it didn't die down.
It's still going.
The basement is back. It's still going. I tried to ban the basement and Chad has brought it back. So
on the bright side though, a lot, like I said, like the birthday joke, that was the joke that, made me want to be a part of this community and everything. And it's always fun to joke around and everything. And I think I think it's a great way to keep people engaged and everything, and I think that'll definitely definitely helps.
Yeah. So it's, as much as I like make a big thing about it and get all dramatic, like, guys, no basement. it's a funny, like, I don't know, it's a funny inside joke. It shows the camaraderie and the community that we have and stuff, where people like, we want to stay, we want to be here with you. So as much as I joke about like, no, there's no basement, get out of here, it is that reminder that the community does in fact care and wants to be here and is happy to be here, even though they joke about being locked in the basement against their will. It's like, but no, it is a way of showing just that love and that bond. So I do enjoy it.
Hey, as long as people don't start joking like Kat locked me in her basement on her birthday.
Oh my gosh. Happy birthday.
You are stuck in my basement.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
I keep forgetting we're recording.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's better than like, having it live out to the world. At least if there's something in here that's like, maybe I shouldn't put that in.
That's fair. That's fair. That is always the risk with being a streamer, is like everything is out there. Even if like you quickly delete your VOD, sometimes people are sneaky and they clip things really fast.
They're like, that happened.
You, Grace.
Oh no.
I love you, Grace. I love you, Grace. I love you, Grace.
Yeah, you always got that one person that's like, oh, they did that for like 2 frames.
Yep. It honestly, it's always between Grace, Will, and Care, who are wonderful peoples in my community. 2 of them are my mods, so it's great.
It's like, I can't lose you.
They know I love them too much, so.
Okay, this is another funny one. I don't remember who this came from, but I thought it was a very fun question to put on here.
Oh no.
And that's, where did the idea for the slime character come from?
Oh, I knew someone was gonna. Oh, okay. So once again, fun fact with streamers, we don't come up with our own lore. We try, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't stick. The other 9 times, it's the community, it's the chat that comes up with the lore. So, I think it was shortly after, what was it? No, I hadn't debuted in this model yet. I was still in my other model, and I got really sick. I just had like a really bad head cold. Thankfully, it didn't progress into a chest cold, because those I usually am stuck with for like 3-4 weeks. But
oh gosh,
I just had a really bad head cold, and I sounded awful. I sounded like a chain smoker. And so for a few days I took off streaming. I was just in bed and I was scrolling through YouTube shorts, and I kept coming across clips from The Nanny, and I've never even seen it before. I have no idea what anyone's names is. But the Nanny, she had like a Boston accent and she sounded like this. And for some reason, when I finally decided to stream, I still like had like a deep voice, and I kept slipping into that. And because I felt like all like gross and like ugh, I had been using a GIF of the slime version of Bochi the Rock, which shout out guys, if you haven't seen Bochi the Rock, go watch it now. It's really cute and really funny.
Yeah.
But I was using the slime version of her for my image, because I was like, I don't feel like, using my model, and I'm just bleh. And this perfectly shows how I feel. And so somebody, I don't know who, I don't remember who, and I want to know who it was, but somebody was like, oh, so this is Slimethryn. This is like your alter ego, Slimethryn. And I'm like, oh, what? Oh, no. And then, yeah, for the rest of the week, because I still had that, like, low, sick voice and stuff, and I kept slipping into the Boston accent and stuff, I just committed to the bit, and it went off. And even, like, my friend Hood was like, Slimethryn's my new favorite character you've come up with. I'm like, no, why? And so people were like, oh, you need to, like, actually get it custom designed. So I talked with a friend of mine, sweet Kayla, and she came up with Slimethryn for me.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Everyone's obsessed with her now. Like, she's not going anywhere. She is here to stay.
Nice. That's good to know. Which, funny enough, there was a second part to that question, and that was slime stream when. That was all the question was.
Oh my gosh. Well, I might add it to another milestone for the birthday-a-thon. So,
Yay!
and I might make it a channel point redeem. Who knows?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I need to figure that out though.
So yes, if you're new, definitely go subscribe to Kat on Twitch. Go follow her, whatever. Definitely do that so we can get that.
Uh-oh.
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 I was gonna say you disappeared.
Uh-oh.
I thought you were... There you go. We have been blessed with Slimerin. She is here.
Yes. Always, darling. Hello, everyone. Look at my nails. I got my nails done. I'll be making my guest appearance soon. Don't you worry.
Yay!
Bye.
Woohoo! Let's go. That was awesome.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
I wasn't expecting that. In your time, what has been your favorite game to stream and why?
Everyone's gonna make fun of me.
Oh no.
I could have just been a Stardew Valley streamer and just left it at that, but I'm too ADHD and I like playing games with my friends for that. So, I personally have enjoyed streaming and playing Stardew Valley, and I think the biggest reason why I keep doing it, because again, like, it's a very chill game, and I'm not very good at like decorating my farm and stuff or like speed running things. I'm just there. It's one of those games where you can pause and talk with chat, and it's not too demanding of your attention.
Right.
But the big reason I enjoy playing it is because in recent years, a program called Crowd Control was released, which has allowed streamers to connect to their game and allows their chat to interact with their game. So when I was talking about cozy games with crazy, chaotic twists, Crowd Control does that, and it's absolutely wonderful and awful at the same time.
I was gonna say, I've definitely seen clips from those streams, and I have been in those streams. Those are definitely a lot of chaotic fun. And I don't know, I'm sure I'll throw in like a clip somewhere here
That
of
should be illegal. You should not be able
that
to
happening,
that
I'm sure.
Those are the ones where it's like, okay, Kat's playing Stardew Valley. All right, maybe lower the volume a little bit because she's going to start screaming at people. People just like to watch me suffer.
I was gonna say, I'm noticing a trend of the favorite streams that I join and everything is just like something happening with the chat towards you.
Yeah. They're lucky. They're lucky that I love them so much. It's just that family bonding type thing. Like even yesterday, I don't know if you've been around for these streams, but I've been spinning the wheel of misfortune.
Ooh, fun.
During my birthday-a-thon. And one of the things that it can land on is basically my friend Hood, who is the king of gaslighting, can get a get out of gaslighting jail free card. So yesterday afterwards, when we did the basement design contest, he decided to call me in the middle of stream and redeem his gaslighting free card to then solidify that we do in fact have a basement.
Oh my gosh.
And all of chat was on, well, I'll say almost all of chat. I have some loyalty in the chat, some, but everyone else was like, yeah! So, yeah, he's the favorite when it comes to parenting the chat. He's the favorite parent.
That is definitely evident from whenever you have Hood on, for sure.
Unless maids get brought in, then he's the butt of the joke. But we love you, Hood.
Yeah, we love you, Hood. What is your message for someone who is looking to maybe start trying to do VTubing? I
say go for it, but also be careful, because there's a lot of weird, crazy people out there. So if let me rephrase that. Go for it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The thing that drew me to VTubing, like, partially was because at the time and again, like, I used to be a face cam streamer, but at the time I was working at a job that was very physically demanding. So I'd come home and I'd just be a mess and I'd be tired. And then I'd like be like, no, I want to stream. And I'd turn on my camera. I'd start streaming. People like, oh, you look tired. I'm like, I know. Or you just feel like crap and stuff. But also I got into writing around that time. And just the idea of, or the thought of even just, I don't know, like creating your own character, creating your own world and stuff. Like I thought that was really cool. And so even now with my community, like we're world building with the guild and just the world that we're supposedly in and stuff like that. And they're coming up with their own characters. And it's a really cool way. I know that as you get bigger, like you kind of have less opportunities to interact with and engage with chat to that level. So if you like world building, if you like lore and performing and stuff like that, like by all means, please look into VTubing and stuff. There will be weirdos. There will be weirdos for
100%,
sure.
yeah.
But hey, set your boundaries. Your community will support you, and if people don't like it, they'll leave. That's fine. People come and go all the time. But the ones, the good ones, the true ones, they'll stay. And they will join you in on the adventure. And you'll have a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, I think that's a great spot to definitely end it on. Thank you so much, Kat. This has been quite the honor. And it has definitely been a lot of fun to have you on for our little, comeback episode from this. This is definitely going to be this was fun.
My pleasure.
So
this is a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, of course.